Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my September book haul. Now I'm doing my videos in a different order this month because I wanted to get my haul done first because I'm stopped buying now. I'm filming this on the 28th of September. No more books. So I thought I'd film this first, then you'll get my haul, my September wrap up part 2 next. And then we're going to be complete. And then you get some tags and some other bits and bobs. It's October, so you'll get some books on classics and things. So October, I hope you like October's videos. Before I do anything else, I really want to do a big shout out to all of you. I want to say thank you today. I'm filming this after a week where it's been a bit of a wobbly week. My emotions have been a bit all over the place. My knee's flowing up because of the weather, which then causes my anxiety. And I've had various things happening. And I did fall apart the other day at work, but some lovely friends looked after me and my friends and family have since looked after me and I'm on my way up again. But I wanted to say thank you to you guys because I've had some lovely shout outs on BookTube. I've had some lovely comments. I've had like my friends like Alice, and Alice is made from Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. She's made me smile. I've had some newer friends. These are friends that are newer friends from Jack from Sped Brookjoy. Comments that have been said on their channels and comments been made to me about my videos have all made me so much happier than I could ever thank you. My numbers have gone up because obviously Victober TBR has gone up and my October TBR has gone up and my subscriber count's gone up. On the day of filming this I was on 781. If I get to 800 by the end of the year, I thought I'd try for 1,000 but I don't think that's possible. If I can get to 800 subscribers by the end of the year, I will be over the frigging moon, and I may do a giveaway in January if I get to there. So thank you all for your words of wisdom and your kindness. Let's not make this video too long because I'm already rambling and I've got lots of books to get through. Now let's tell you my bookish stats for my book buying. Now you guys know that I went mad in August. So I did carry 15 books over from that I bought at the end of August that have gone into this book haul. But so because of that, I've had to carry 2 that I've only just bought into October's haul. But that's only 2, and I'm really happy about that. But that means that technically I've only actually bought only 18 books on here have actually been bought this month. Now for me that is frigging incredible. That's actually, if I'm being honest, it's 20 books I bought in total this month in September, which is absolutely incredible. I am over the moon that I've really kept my book buying under control. I've got 3 books that are gifts. The total book numbers that I bought are 33 books that are going to be included in this haul, so they'll have to be added on. I've got 3 books that are gifts, so that's 36 that I'm going to be adding on to my numbers at the end of the month. But I have unhauled 2 unread, so that's 34 books. And I think I might have read quite a lot, so you'll obviously find that out in the next video. But let's get on. Let's show you the gifts first, and then I've got some pre-orders to show you and some things. I'm going to do it actually in order of where I've got the books from, roughly, and show you that now. So my first 2 gifts are, I got Emma and Part of Your World. I won them on a giveaway from Bookie Tracy. She's friends with me on Facebook and on Instagram, and she's a lovely lady. She got me these 2 from my Amazon wishlist for winning her giveaway. You guys know I wanted a better copy of Emma, so I've now got 2 copies of Emma. I've got this one and the other one. But this one looks beautiful because it's my Wordsworth Classic Edition one. And I'm going to get back to reading these Twisted Tales. I need to read them again. I've got put off by the other book that I didn't like them. So that's already kind of upset that. Then I've got my tandem read-along book, Freckles, which you'll see more about in my wrap-up part 2. You would also look on my Instagram because I've done my review on there for that, so that's quite good. So they're my gifted books. Now I will actually show you my pre-order books because I've got them here and that way I can put them neatly. So you guys know that I love Bridget Kavanaugh's books. I love A Curse so Dark and Lonely. This is going on my November TBR. It's already on the shelf ready. This is a new series that she's starting. It's a YA fantasy and it's about King Harastian and his brother Prince Corric, and then the goodies Tessa Cades. We've got a good female protagonist that I've heard lots of things about from my newsletter from her. That's one. And you guys would have already seen on my October TBR, which I will link down below, that I got this, the last book in the Noughts and Crosses series. The day that I'm filming this, it's the 28th. I am actually going to start it on the 30th because I cannot friggin' wait. I'm going to start it on the last day of September. So this will get read very, very quickly because it's someone I'm super excited about. I've got the whole series. I've actually collected the whole series and I've read the whole series this year. So yay! That series goal, that one, my series goal is done. So they're my pre-orders. Now I will show you first of all the books I bought when I was out with Gemma. So I won't go into too much detail because, like I said, this has got lots of books to talk about. First one is How Much Are These Hills of Gold, which was all over Bookstagram and BookTube not too long ago. It's set in the American West during the gold rush. Lucy and Sam leave town with their guns in their hand and a body of their father on their backs. Siblings. I like the sound of siblings. This book is freaking gorgeous. I've just realised looking at the lighting on this in this video is not brilliant, but I'm going to read this at some point with Gemma because I think Gemma's got it, so we're going to read that together. It looks beautiful. Can't wait to read that. This is one that's had mixed reviews. I liked The Girl with a Pearl Earring, but I didn't like one of Tracy Chevalier's books. So I'm wondering how this is going to be. This is set just after the First World War. Violet is 38. The First World War took everything from her brother, her fiance, and her future. She's now considered a surplus woman. But Violet is also fiercely independent and determined. Don't want to know too much. Now, I know Charlie from Charles Heathcote didn't like this, but I know that a lot of people have. And I love The Girl with a Pearl Earring. So let me know, guys, which of these books I should prioritise and read quickly, because I really appreciate your feedback. Then a bit of a random book I bought was this one. This is The Other Countess. So it's set, I think, I believe, in Tudor times. Set in England in the 1582. Lady Eleanor Reduce. She's on the elite Queen's Court. I don't know too much about this, but it was Tudor times. It looked pretty. Thought I'd get it. Then I got a page tune. Oh, and sneaky peek. In next month's haul, I already ordered one of my page tune books on ABE Books because it's my favourite of hers and I can't find it in any charity shops. So I decided to order it online. But I loved Lucy in the Sky. This was one of her books that I loved. I think it's one of her earlier books. A lawyer, a surfer, a 24-hour flight. It's been 9 years since Lucy left Australia. 9 years since she seen her best friend Molly and Sam, the one-time love of her life. And now two of her friends are getting married to each other. I loved this book when I read it. I wanted my own copy of it, so I found it in a charity shop and got it. I am collecting all of Page Tune books, but they're not on my Amazon wish list because I like to think they're charity shop books. Now, you know another one of my authors that I loved. I've got one of her books in this haul and one that I bought later on. And this is Hello Again by Isabel Broome. She has never disappointed me. 1001 Stars is one of my favourite books of the year. And this is one of her older books, I believe. Philippa Taylor has big dreams. When she closes her eyes, she can picture exactly what she wants. The only problem is it's about as far away from her real life in the small coastal town of Suffolk as she can imagine. It's got an elderly friend in it, Josephine. This is brilliant. Multi-generations, so it's got the elderly characters and the younger characters, all of which I don't need to know any more than that. I love books with elderly people in it. Love it. Maybe it's because I feel old. Now, another book, The Mummy Festo by Linda Green. This has got disability rep in it, which is what's good. It's got a person with Alzheimer's, teenage children. It's got loads of different people, and I don't know why, but me and Gemma both thought this was perfect for me. Adaptable, dependable, good at clearing up mess. Being a mum is perfect training to run the country. Don't we know that? Being a mum is hard work. And I just think that looks really me, looks a really funny me book. So I've got that. Then I got a book that I think, like Charlie inspired. This is a middle grade historical fiction. So it's set in 1756 in London. I don't know too much about this. The brightest star falls from the sky. So I think this has got a bit of sci-fi. I might even read this for sci-fi. This looks good. Don't need to know any more than that. Thought it looked like fun. Middle grade book. If any of you have heard about it, let me know. Then I got a non-fiction book because about Auschwitz. I've got a lot of books on that, so I do need to get around to them. This is A Volunteer, and this is the true story of the resistance hero who infiltrated Auschwitz. This is a chunky book, but it's one I want to read. It's set in the summer of 1940, a Polish underground operative accepted a mission in Auschwitz. Don't want to know too much about this, but I know it's non-fiction. I know it's Auschwitz. I need to get back to reading these books. Then a book that Gemma pretty much told me to get. So this is Gemma, down to Gemma. This is The 1,000-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out at the End of the Window and Disappeared. Apparently it's a sensation, but you're never too old for an adventure. I think it's translated, I'm not sure. But this is like really strange. I don't understand much about it. Sitting quietly in his window in an old people's home, Alan Carlson is waiting for a party that he doesn't want to begin. His 100th birthday party, to be precise. Older captures again. This looks fun. It's had good reviews on BookTube, on Goodreads, so hopefully I'll like it. Now I got books that I got from a little town near me called Woodley. We went there at the end of the month. It literally was, I think, this kind of does count as September, because it was right down at the end of the month. It was Bank Holiday Monday, and unfortunately the charity shops, most of them were closed, but a few of them were open. So I did get 6 books. Sorry guys, you're going to have to put me leaning across. The next pile that's there of the books I bought this month is massive, so it could fall down any moment. It does. And what did I say? It did. Work. And I just think that looks really me, looks a really funny me book, so I've got that. Then I got a book that I think, like Charlie inspired. This is a middle grade historical fiction, so it's set in 1756 in London. I don't know too much about this. The brightest star falls from the sky. So I think this has got a bit of sci-fi. I might even read this for sci-fi. This looks good. Don't need to know any more than that. Thought it looked like fun. Middle grade book. If any of you have heard about it, let me know. Then I got a non-fiction book because about Auschwitz. I've got a lot of books on that, so I do need to get around to them. This is A Volunteer, and this is the true story of the resistance hero who infiltrated Auschwitz. This is a chunky book, but it's one I want to read. It's set in the summer of 1940. A Polish underground operative accepted a mission in Auschwitz. Don't want to know too much about this, but I know it's non-fiction. I know it's Auschwitz. I need to get back to reading these books. Then a book that Gemma pretty much told me to get. So this is Gemma, down to Gemma. This is The 1,000-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out at the End of the Window and Disappeared. Apparently it's a sensation, but you're never too old for an adventure. I think it's translated, I'm not sure. So I've just had to cut a bit, so this video is now going to look a bit different because I've just, at the end of that clip, just after I spoke about The 1,000-Year-Old Man, my books just all fell down. So it's going to be one of those videos where I've got 2 bits together, and now I will talk about the books that I bought when I went out to the lovely Woodley with Chris. We went to the Woodley, which has got loads of charity shops in, and on Bank Holiday Monday, and unfortunately a lot of the charity shops were closed, so I only picked up a few books. So I've got 5 books to show you, and then I will show you the books that I bought for the rest of the month. So the first one is a Chloe inspired book. This is the 365 Days of Wonder, and it's by R.J. Palacio, and I loved Wonder, and I thought this book looked great. It's a hardback. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to send it to Chloe. Chloe, that will be your gift once I've read this, because I think as much as I'm going to like it, I think she's going to love it even more. Then I bought The Summer Queen, which is set in Queen Victoria's time in August 1879. Osborne House. Queen Victoria's occupied the throne for 40 years, bringing together her extended family across Europe to offer chances for old alliances to be strengthened. This is about May Tech. This one looks really, really interesting. Can't wait to get to that. Actually, I won't show that one next because I'm going to show my other charity shop book. I got 1,000 reads home. Again, meet Tom, or Dr. O'Grady as he used to be called. When you pass him on the street, most people don't even give him the second glance. You see, Tom isn't living his best life. Burdened by grief, he's only his loyal dog Betty Davis for company and a rucksack containing his whole world. And then meet Ruth. Her son, a DJ, no longer has, and those 2 people no longer have a place to call home, but Ruth believes you can change the world by helping one person at a time, and Tom needs her help. For anyone that feels like an outsider at some point in their life, this book will make you feel like you belong. I felt like an outsider until I joined BookTube, then you guys have certainly made me feel brilliant. So this is why I picked that one up. Then I got a very relevant book, but I don't think I'm going to be able to read it just yet. A Nurse's Story, My Time in Life in the A&E during the COVID crisis. Very hard-hitting, obviously, because we're still going through COVID. But looks very short start, and this really puts it into perspective because it's a nurse's tale about the COVID, what they went through, and they went through so much, and I admire these guys. So if I can shout out these people, I really want to read this, but I still think it's a bit too close to home at the moment. Then penultimately, I got Still Alice by Lisa Genova. This has been all over BookTube. So many people have raved about it. The lovely Krista from Books and Jams has loved this book. Bern has only just finished it. This does look like a really good book, but again, it really is going to be hard-hitting because I thought this was actually non-fiction, but it turns out it is only fiction. Alice is just 50 when she finds herself in a downward spiral, increasingly disorientated and forgetful. She has early onset Alzheimer's. Now, my granddad had dementia. My nan had dementia. My other nan on the other side had dementia. So this is going to be very hard-hitting, but especially because it would be a younger person having it. But I will read it. Then a book that I was going to get for, I've been looking for it everywhere. To find it for only about £2 from the works, I bought it. My Kind of Happy by Cassie Brownlee. I love Cassie Brownlee's books. The Patchwork Family is one of my favourite books ever. And this is all I need to know. Flowers have made Fern smile. She treasures memories of her beloved grandmother's floristry and helping her to arrange beautiful blossoms that brought such joy to the recipients. But ever since a family tragedy a year ago, Fern has been searching for her own contentment. This looks really good. Flowers. This looks like a me book. Definitely one for me. And now, guys, I am on to my actual books I bought this month. Like I said at the start of the video, I have got another 2 that are going on to October's TBR. But so technically I bought 20 books, but there's only 18 that I'm showing you today. Here we go. These are all bought from local bookshops. I've got them. If you live in Bracknell, these are the ones I'm going to be shouting out the charity shops. Most of them are bought from Baz Books because you know I love Baz Books. It's my favourite charity shop. Then we've got a wheelchair shop at down the bottom that's got books for like 20p, and I found a lot of books there. We've got Thames Valley Hospice in town, and then we've got an age concerned charity shop right near me where I bought only a couple of these books. But these are the books near me that I would like to shout out charity shops. I bought this one purely because I thought I'd already had it, and I said to Naomi that I had it and wanted to buddy read it with her, only to find out I didn't have it, so I had to go back to the charity shop and get it, thus leading me to get this and 3 others. This was from the wheelchair shop, charity shop. I've heard lots of nice things about Karen Swan's books. I've got one of her Christmas books and another one of her other books, beachy books. This is set in Spain. One of Spain's richest men is dying, but as he prepares his estate, his family is shocked to discover he's making plans to give away his wealth to a young woman they have never heard of. Don't want to know too much more. I do know that Naomi's got it. We're going to buddy read it. It looks brilliant. Another one from the 20p shop. The Heavenly Italian Ice Cream Shop. Now, I read the first in the series, and this is the second. Anna and her boyfriend Matteo are ready to embark on an Italian adventure. So I think we met Anna and Imogen, and Anna's younger sister Imogen is also finally involved in this. I read the other one. I can't remember if I read it this year or last year, but I wanted the sequel, so this looks fun. Very cheeky-litty summary, and I think this is going to be one of my books for next summer because it's set in an Italian ice cream shop. We've got 2 books from 2 different other countries. That's doing good, isn't it? And I got An Independent Woman by Anna Jacobs. You guys know I love the Honeyfield Bequest. So this is set just as the Great War ends. Serena Fleming is due an inheritance that could free her from a bullying father. But little does she know how far he will go to prevent her leaving home. Ooh, exciting. I love the look of this. Don't want to know too much more about this. Independent women, strong women, and that's something Anna Jacobs is great at portraying. So, against all odds, will Serena fulfill her potential? Now, I've got a book that you guys would have seen my other version of this in my October TBR, because I bought this copy because I thought it looked beautiful. I didn't realise I already had a copy of it, so I'm unhauling the other copy because this one looks more beautiful. But this is the book of tomorrow. Again, check out my October TBR. I will talk about it more and then. So I'm going to go and put that to one side because that's going to be read straight away. Tamara Goodwin has everything given to her. She's never wasted a thought on tomorrow, but when a tragedy turns her world upside down, she has to leave her comfortable life behind, abandoning an affluent existence for a charity of relatives deep in the countryside. Looks brilliant. I'm reading it this month. A book that I obviously have read, but I gave away my copy because it was hardback and I want all paperbacks of this edition. Amberlynn, the Tudor Queen series. You guys know I love this series. I wanted my own copy. I'm happy that I've got it now. So now I've just got to get the first and third, and I've got them all. Yay! So, and now what did I say about the fact I had another Isabel Broome book in the start? This one looks beautiful. Isabel Broome, The Getaway. This is most people travel to Croatia for its endless sunshine, pebbly beaches and crystal clear sea. Kate goes there to disappear. She needs to escape from a life that has fallen apart in spectacular public fashion, and no one on the beautiful island of Hvar knows where she is or what she's running away from. I have a friend that's from Croatia, so I wanted to read this. It's Isabel Broome, another book set in another country. I'm doing well. This looks beautiful. Now, you guys know I loved an Ali McNamara book that I got. You'll actually see, I think it's going to be in my wrap-up part 2 that will come up next. But I loved the book that the TBR jar picked of mine that was Ali McNamara. And I've since found out that she has chronic pain. So I wanted to read more of her books. This is her newest book that's out, and I got it for 25p, sorry. And I love bluebells. They remind me of that's where my dad's ashes are scattered in Bluebell Woods in Suffolk. So I wanted to, not Suffolk, I don't know where, down south somewhere. Dad, Mum, you can laugh at me, but my dad's ashes are scattered somewhere down south in the Bluebell Woods. So bluebells are very special to me. Bluebell Woods are very special to me. It's where I go to have my special place. At that time of year, I go to a Bluebell Woods. I'll surround myself in them and I'll think of him. So a book set in there, a book by an author that's got chronic pain. What more do I want? Ava loves city life, but when something happens to her to make her feel unsafe, she retreats to the calm and quiet of Bluebell Woods. I don't need to know any more than that. I'm going to read it when the bluebells come out. I'm going to try not to cry. But I've done well so far this video. I've not cried yet, even though the book's fell down. Now, you guys know that in last month I said that there was a book in a series that I didn't buy at the charity shop, but in a car boot sale that I thought I picked up and I needed it. This is the first book. This is book 1, and the next book is book 2, which is The Skylar Farm. This is a book in the series that I wanted, and this is Sunshine and Sweet Peas in Nightingale Square. I've got a lot of Heidi Swain's books. I bought a lot last month, and this one is the one I wanted. Kate is on the run from her soon-to-be ex-husband, who still desperately wants her back, when she stumbles across a cosy nook in Norwich, Nightingale Square. Don't need to know any more than that. Heidi Swan. What more could I wish for? Now, this is an animate apartment below the big blue sky, and again I believe I liked one of her books. There is no family quite like the Hayes. When their youngest rabbit dies at 40, they're almost overcome by grief. Despite their squabbles, their family knows there's only one way they'll get through this. Without her beloved mum, 12-year-old Bunny is adrift. Without Rabbit, there could be no Bunny. Even surrounded by the noise and chaos of the Hayes, she feels lost and alone. Meanwhile, Rabbit's sister Grace has something else on her mind. She's got the gene that made her sister ill, and she hasn't told anyone yet. This looks very emotional, very good. I'm excited. I'm now going. Now this is the one that this is one of my most random buys. I bought it for 20p from the charity shop near me, and it's a nurse at the wartime. Wartime books are good for me. This is a nurse at the time, so obviously I like books about nurses. And I don't need to know more than that. Attractive, clever and willful, Lily Knowles is desperate to leave home. So at 21, she escapes London to train as a nurse, and she gathers admirers. But coming of war with the chaos of the Blitz brings upheavals and unforeseen entanglements. This looks good. I'm going to put that there. Then I thought I had this, so I didn't pick it up the first time. Luckily, my charity shop manager knows me. I've got another Sarah Waters book. I've got The Little Stranger, which is, I believe, one of her first books. I'm reading one of her books in October, and this is a post-war time. So it's a wartime Sarah Waters book set in the rural Warwickshire. That's a family there, not far from there. And a doctor is called to a patient at lonely 100 Halls. Cut home to the Ayres family for over 2 centuries, the Georgian house was once grand and handsome, is now in decline. The masonry crumbling, the garden choked in weeds, and its owners, mother, son and daughter, are struggling to keep the space. This is a movie, I believe, and I've got the movie copy edition. This looks gorgeous. Don't need to ask any more. Not for £1. Then I also picked up a Rose Tremaine book. This is set in 1629, so not a period of history that I know much about. Set around about the time of King Christian, the Danish court of King Christian IV, the Royal Orchestra. Again, I don't know much about it. I did love one of Rose Tremaine's books, but I didn't love the other one. But Gemma said she loved this one, so I picked it up. Then I got another series book. This was one of my ones that I bought when I went and bought the few books from the 20p, 25p shop. This is the Christmas book of The Gift of Bob. So this is the third in the series. I've read the first, got the second, and I've got the third. So you all know about the boy cat called Bob, and that series. It's brilliant. So I love that. Then I just picked up my other 20p Christmas book from the charity shop near me, A Christmas Promise. I've seen a lot of Sue Moorcroft books all over Bookstagram, I believe, and they're her contemporaries. And this is a real Christmassy, chicky, litty, contemporary, good feel-good book setting on a December evening. Sam Durrane steps into the life of bespoke hat maker Ava. Sparks fly, but not necessarily the good one. Her ex-boyfriend's a bully, and Christmas is coming up, and yeah. Looks really good. Looks like a good Christmas book. Then I thought this was non-fiction, but it's actually turned out it's fiction. That's The Secret of Midwives. Obviously, having 2 children, the midwives did the biggest job. They delivered them. So Neva Bradley is a young midwife who's just learned that she's expecting. She is present at the magical stages of many women's life, but she's determined to keep the details surrounding her own pregnancy hidden. The weight of Neva's secret is beginning to bear her down. This looks good. Like the look of it. And the last book is the one I bought at the same time as the Book of Tomorrow, The Marble Collector by Cecilia Ahern. So that's 3 Cecilia Ahern books I've got this month. This one I've been wanting to get for a while, but I think something stopped me. When Sabrina Boggs stumbles across a mysterious collection in her father's belongings, her seemingly uneventful life suddenly alters and shifts. In a single day, she has to search for the answers about the man she thought she once knew, a man she can no longer remember. And it looks really good. So I'm sorry this video is going to be in 2 parts. It's going to be mangled together in the middle. Hope I've mangled it together all right and you'll like it. But is there any of these books that you think I should prioritise? Any you think I should read sooner or later? Let me know in the comments below. I am so goddamn excited by all of these books. But I'm also so happy that I didn't go too mad this month. Yay! Let's hope October I do the same, because I want to be good. I've got Christmas approaching. I've got some money to spend on family and booktube friends, and I just really want to save my pennies. And also something I was talking to the lovely Chloe from Chloe Reads Books about is I don't just want to spend my money on clothes this month. I want to buy on books this month. I want to buy some clothes because, you know, this year's different. We can go out a bit more, and I'm going to enjoy that while we can. I'm going to try and go out to coffee shops. I'm going to go out for meals. So I want to spend some money on clothes and on me. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.